basically I wanted to talk to you basically about insurance. So I've been spoken to about insurance loads over the last few weeks and how I managed to get my insurance so cheap. And I don't think it's anywhere of luck, but I think it's just because of where I live and the jobs I do and what I put on my insurance policies. Obviously everything's declared, but obviously the way I do it, starting off, is going on comparison websites. That's the first thing I do. Get the number plate, go on a comparison website, see what different companies come up, and the bottom or the cheapest price that I find, I've been with Admiral all the time that I've been driving, so I basically phone them up and say, is there any chance that you can beat this bottom price? And 99% of the time they say, yeah, we can. So I believe this car a year is about £400 a year, but that was basically, I think I was getting quoted about £1,000 until I phoned them up, said, look, there's companies that give me really cheap prices without black boxes as well, by the way. Is there any way that you can either match it or beat that, because I want to stay with you guys because you've been really good over the last few years. And luckily they've said, yeah, they've been more than helpful, and they've got my insurance down every year to a really low price, which the best one was with my M40i. I was 19 and I had that car for about £800 a year, which was unreal at 19, which made all my mates jealous. But yeah, the way I did it was basically going on there, if you can, add on your parents or guardians or anyone that's over the age of 25, or someone who you know who's close to you, who's got quite a few years of driving, and then add them onto your policy, and that will always bring your policies down most of the time. Also, if you live in like the London area, you're going to have a premium, unfortunately, all the time. That's just how it is. I live in Cornwall, so where I live, the crime rate is a lot lower. There's a lot fewer accidents, so that's always a benefit. Where you store the car at night, so I'm in a locked garage, so that always helps. But previously in my last job I had it on a secure base, so that helped as well. But now I've got a secure garage, it hasn't changed it really much at all. Also they like to find out if you're a homeowner or not, all this kind of stuff, which can also help as well. Another thing is mileage, so think about the amount of miles you do a year, whether you do a lot of miles, not a lot of miles, and obviously if you put the least amount of miles, the cheaper your insurance policy is going to be. So if you say you put 3,000 miles on a year, your insurance policy is going to be a lot cheaper than if you put 10,000 miles on a year. But the one thing that you've got to think about, especially if you get a black box, if you're a first time driver, is that when you put those 3,000 miles on a year, this is a mistake I made when I first started driving. I thought, oh yeah, cheapest insurance, I'll put the least amount of miles on. But with a black box, because they track your mileage, basically when you get to the point of your mileage where you need to, or you're running out of miles, you need to top up. You need to phone them up and top up your miles. And believe me, it's not cheap to constantly top up your mileage. And you don't get that many miles for the amount of money that you pay. So that's something you've got to consider, whether you want to add on miles onto your policy constantly, or go for that middle ground where you know you're not going to go over, but it's not too expensive. That's where you kind of want to be heading. But yeah, the one thing that I say mostly is phone up the dealers, phone up the insurance companies, and be like, can you beat this price? Can you do me any good deals? What offers do you have on? And 90% of the time they will give you really good offers and really good deals, because they want you to stay, they want your money, and they will do anything they can really to help you a lot of the time, depending on who you go with. Obviously if you're going with a reputable, well-known company, then it's a lot better than going one of these cheap ones where you could have all these excesses that are massive. And no, I think my excess is about 250 quid, so it's the lowest one you could do. And yeah, I might do a multi-car policy when I get my second car, which will again help you've got full no claims, that'll bring your pricing down as well, so that's another benefit. And yeah, just think about the mileage, where you live, obviously that's going to have an effect, where you store the car at night, who's on your policy, and phoning up the companies directly, because I've always thought that's the best way for me. I know that's my personal opinion, but that's always been the best way for me to get my cheap insurance on my cars over the years, and I really recommend Admiral. They've been so good to me. I can't fault them at all. So if you're looking for a good company, then I'd go for Admiral, but obviously depending where you are in the world, that will change. But yeah, make sure you go on your comparison websites like Go Compare and compare the market and all that kind of stuff, and get the different quotes and see what there is. So sometimes you'll be sometimes you'll be lucky to get a low price, but sometimes unfortunately you just have to, especially with first time driving and like interest rates now and just inflation with everything nowadays, the insurance for first time drivers is astronomical, and for the first time you just have to bite that bullet and pay the premium on top of everything that you've got to pay as a first time driver, unfortunately. So yeah, if you have any other questions about insurance or anything like that, then please put them in the comments below, and I'll try to do my best to answer them as best as I can. And be sure to go to my Instagram and my TikTok as well, where you can ask any other questions as well. I get lots of questions on there too, and I'll try and help you as much as I can, like I said. So yeah, that brings this video to an end, I believe. I don't think I've got anything else I need to say. So if you've enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to. And yeah, leave a comment below of any questions you've got, or what other things you'd like me to do on this channel, what other videos you'd like me to bring, what other videos you'd like me to bring out. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next video. So my name's been Ollie, this is Vokevvautomotiv, and I'll see you in the next video.